Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. I told you guys, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you guys hear me now? Let me know. Can't hear anything. Okay. Yeah, some people are saying yes. Yes, yes. Okay, great. So what I was saying when you guys couldn't hear me was that I'm using a new platform. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. So usually I host my webinars on YouTube, but I wanted to be fancy today and use a new platform. Plus, they gave me like a 60-day free trial to try it out. So I'm trying out this new platform to see how it all goes. So thank you guys for being here. There are 66 people currently logged on. There are 478 people. Well, the last time I checked, there were 478 people that signed up for the webinar. I am going to assume that all those people will not log on, and I'll probably have to show or send the replay to them, and I'll send the replay to all of you guys as well. So yeah, so thanks for joining my webinar tonight. It was super random. I just planned it out of the blue. And so the topic of tonight's webinar is going to be 5 things that are probably holding you back in your business. And then I'm going to share with you guys some tips for improvement, because why share the tips if I'm not going to tell you how to make some changes? So I'm not going to ramble too much beforehand. Oh, I wanted to mention, so today marks 1 year that I have been self-employed. I didn't know that until I looked at my memories on Facebook and Instagram today. So today marks 1 year of entrepreneurship. So I just want to thank you guys for following along with me on this journey of entrepreneurship and allowing me to help you guys in whatever way that I have, in whatever capacity. Just a bit of, I guess, encouragement, because people say I inspire them, which is cool, I guess. So in my first year of entrepreneurship, I was able to double my salary from my last job. I did that within 6 months of leaving my job, or of my job letting me go. And by the end of the year, if I estimate correctly, I should be able to triple my salary from last year. So I'm super excited about that. What else did I do? I hosted the boutique retreat. If any of you guys went to the boutique retreat, thanks for joining me. I hosted my first ever, that was my first event ever, and I hosted it all the way on the other side of the country in LA and convinced 50 people to come along with me. And so that was super exciting. And if anybody wants to join us for the next one, we're already planning that one. That one's going to happen in Mexico in May 1st through the 4th. And we're accepting deposits for the second retreat right now. So come join us in Mexico if you're interested. What else did I do? I gained 16,000 subscribers on YouTube since this time last year. I've helped people in 174 countries, which is insane. I've literally talked to women and men all over the world, which is insane. So again, I just want to thank you guys so much. It's been so fulfilling to be able to help so many people in just a year's time. And I look forward to helping so many more of you in the near future. So thank you again. So let's get on into today's webinar. So, someone asked why Mexico. So no particular reason. So the last retreat was in LA. We went to the Fashion District. The next retreat is going to be more about education, but in a relaxing environment. This one will be hosted at a adults only all-inclusive resort. There's going to be multiple workshops and things of that nature throughout the duration of the retreat, and just really wanted to switch it up. But I am going to still do the LA retreat at some point. Again, that'll be my 3rd retreat. I just don't have a date for that one as of yet. So no particular reason why we chose Mexico. We just found some really great resort options there, and that was about it. So Laveda, if anybody else is having trouble hearing me, let me know in the chat box. Otherwise, you may need to refresh your browser. So you guys let me know if you're having trouble hearing me again. All right, so I am going to take off the camera screen and I'm going to bring up my slides. And let's see if it is in here. Let's see. Start. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see the screen, my screen. You still old Houston, can't go to Mexico because it's adults only. Oh, I'm still going to come to Houston, I promise. And I'm coming to New York next year. I'm coming everywhere next year, guys, I promise. Okay, so everybody can see. Great. So like I said, today's webinar is going to be about 5 things that are likely holding you back in your business. And then I said 5 tips to build a profitable boutique, but as I was developing the slides, I was coming up with way more than 5 tips. So I just provided like a bunch of tips that I could think of to help you guys with each and every last one of the tips or the things that I thought might be holding you guys back in your business. So let's proceed. So do you have a boutique but are struggling to make sales, gain followers, or make progress in general? If so, we're going to change that starting today. So let's get to it. So welcome, I'm Jan Charté. If any of you guys don't know me, I'm Jan Charté. I'm the owner of the Boutique Academy, and I also own an online boutique called Brazen Boutique. I'm a full-time coach and consultant to new and aspiring boutique owners. I have over a decade of retail experience, and I'm a content creator with over 21,000 YouTube subscribers. So things I do well: I create digital content such as videos and graphics, build cohesive boutique collections, run Facebook and Instagram ads, grow online communities. Selling is like my favorite thing ever to do. Build e-commerce websites, and I give pretty awesome advice, if I may say so myself. So those are just a few things about me, just in case you guys don't know me or this is your first time attending one of my webinars. Welcome to you. All right, so let's get into the first thing that's likely holding you back in your business. So number 1, you likely are operating off of impulse rather than planning. So I'm sure you guys have heard the old saying, a failure to plan is a plan to fail. So due to your failure to plan, you're probably struggling, or these following things may apply to you in your business. So 1, you may be sitting on some old inventory from prior seasons. 2, you may have entire packs of clothing that you just can't seem to sell. 3, your Instagram appears to be suffering from lack of new followers, engagement, and general growth. 4, your website's appearance hasn't been updated since you launched. 5, your prices haven't changed over time and remain the same, or you've run countless promotions that also have not been successful, even with offering steep discounts. 6, you're confused about what to do next and or what you need to do better. So those are just 6 things that are likely affecting your business. I could definitely go on, but these are the ones that I want to focus on in regards to you possibly operating off impulse rather than planning the things out in your business. So let's move on, and we'll talk about some tips to get you through and to improve. So how do you fix it? The answer, or the general answer, would be to develop a plan and or strategy for every single step of your business. So number 1, you need to develop buying plans that fit the needs, desires, and pain points of your customers and or styles that fit her lifestyle. And guys, just so you know, if you have some questions as I'm going along, feel free to write them in the chat. I'll try to get to them throughout the duration of the presentation, but otherwise, I'll just answer you guys you guys' questions at the very end. So someone says, this is all me. That's why I shut down, so I can rebrand and relaunch, taking a bunch of classes and buying booklets to help guide me this time around. That's great. All right, so number 2, you should only buy clothing when your inventory needs more clothing. So I hear a lot of people, especially in my consultations, who ask me if they should go ahead and buy new merchandise, knowing that they have been struggling to sell the merchandise that they already had. Some of them haven't sold any of the merchandise that they currently have. And so in the feeling of wanting to, improve their boutique's inventory levels or to provide new styles, they want to buy more things, but it doesn't make sense for you to buy new merchandise if you're having trouble selling the merchandise that you already have. So only buy clothing when your inventory needs more clothing, or I should have put an or there, or you are familiar and comfortable with the selling process. So number 3, create a budget and stick to it. Give yourself a monthly or quarterly budget. Do not randomly spend your money. You will be left looking crazy at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, whatever increments of time you like to measure. If you do not create a budget and stick to it, you're going to find yourself likely in a hole at the end of it all. So do yourself a favor, do your business a favor, and create a budget and stick to it. So number 4, develop a markdown and promotion schedule. So pay attention to your margins. Only run promotions that won't hurt your bottom line. So I see a lot of you guys. So if you guys don't know, my entire Instagram is filled with boutiques that follow me, or boutique owners. So I get to see you guys' promotions all day, every day. I get to see when you launch new collections, when you have new merchandise in stock. I get to see it all, and I keep notes of it all. So a lot of things, one of the things that I see very often is people running sales that either don't make sense or will be hurting their bottom line. And so what I mean by hurting your bottom line is that you're not aware of what your profit margins are or what your markups are, and you're just picking a random number, running a promotion, not knowing whether or not you're going to make a profit, how much of a profit you're going to make. Some of you are likely losing money. And so you want to make sure that you're developing markdowns and promotion schedules that make sense. And I will talk about that a little bit more deeply in, I think, about 2 slides. So let's keep going with these points here. So number 5, you need to keep your pricing structure consistent. The endings of your prices should match. Your price range should not be broad. Think of your target customer's income levels. What can she or he likely afford? So when I say keep your pricing or your prices with the endings matching. So for instance, on my boutique's website, all of my prices end in 0.90. So all of them end in 90 cents. No particular reason why I chose that number. It's just the number that I personally chose. But I see some that they end in 90 cents, they end in 99 cents, they end in 50 cents, they end in 0. Just keep it consistent. It helps a lot of the pricing of merchandise is psychological. So I would definitely encourage you guys to look into psychological pricing, just to get an idea of how that all works. And then as far as your price range, it should not be too broad. So you shouldn't have merchandise on your site. Let's say, for instance, you have something that starts at $5.99, and then I look to my left and there's a item that's $99.99. That is a super broad price range, and it already tells me that you kind of don't know who your customer is. You're not thinking of what your customer's income levels are or what your customer can afford. You're kind of just trying to satisfy multiple levels of customers and customer groups at multiple income levels. So we'll dig a little bit deeper into your audiences and things of that nature as we go along, but you want to keep those your target customer and their income levels in mind as you're choosing your pricing. All right, so number 6, develop and schedule plans to update your website's appearance. At a minimum, your header should change regularly as you receive new collections or run promotions, etc. So a lot of you guys have a website that is just so static, meaning that it does not change. The banner at the top hasn't changed. It may be a year, maybe a year has passed and you've had the same header at the top of your page. At a minimum, that could be the one thing that you consistently change, whether you're running a new promotion, you got new arrivals in, you got a new collection, whatever the case may be. You likely have a reason to change that header, and the more changes that you can make, the better, because you honestly don't know how often people are visiting your website. And therefore, you want it to look as fresh as possible every time someone new or returning may visit your website. So develop a schedule to update your website's appearance as often as you possibly can. And then lastly, number 7, develop a strategy for your Instagram. So we're going to dig deeper into this also momentarily, because probably 80% of the questions that I get on a daily basis, I won't say 80%, like 20%, because I get a range of questions, but a ton of the questions that I get every single day are in reference to Instagram. So we will dig a lot more deep into Instagram throughout this presentation. So let's move along. So now I want to show you guys what I meant by developing developing a markdown and promotion schedule. So if you guys watched my last YouTube video, and I think I did a YouTube live, I briefly showed this screen. So hopefully it's not too blurry for you guys, but this is a sneak peek of the spreadsheet that I use for my own business, and I recommend that you create your own. A lot of people ask me if I had a copy of this. This is honestly just something that I made on whim. So I just want to briefly walk you guys through, excuse me, how I designed this spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet tells me everything that I need to know about every single item in my inventory, when I'm going to run promotions on it, what that promotion is going to be, and everything. So in the first column, it says August 26th. So that date represents the day that these items were added to my website. In the next column, is just a description of the item. The next column is price. So this is the price that that's going to be the original price of that item on my website. The next column is cost of goods. So this is how much I paid for the merchandise. The next column is my profit. So if I were to sell that item at full price, which is the two columns to the left, if I were to sell it at that price, this would be my profit. The next column is my profit margin. So this is just my profit converted into a percentage. So you definitely want to know what your average profit margin is. The next column is the markup. So the markup amount is basically how much you've marked that item up from the price that you paid for it. And then so the next few columns we get into dates and promotions. So I typically run a Harriet. Yes, this will be on replay. Yes, ma'am. So I typically run 2 promotions on items throughout the duration of me having them in inventory. And these are promotions such as like flash sales or just random discounts and things like that. Yes, my cost of goods includes the shipping cost as well. Yes, ma'am. So I usually run 2 promotions. These promotions are random. At a not specific plan time, I do go in eventually and decide what date I'm going to run it on. So as you can see in that I did list the dates that I'm running that particular promotion. So I usually do 2 promotions, and then I decide what that promotion is going to be. So if you see the first column that says dates first, that's the first promotion. And then the next column tells me at the top, it says what the promotion is going to be. So I was running 25% off of these items. And then the prices underneath tell me what the price would be with that 25% off. And so then the next column is my second promotion date. And then I didn't finish filling it out, but those will be the prices that I ran for the second promotion, which was at 35% off. And so then the next 3 columns are my markdown schedule. So I do markdowns every 30, 60, and 90 days from an item being added on my site. So I add items in collections rather than just random 1 and 2 items here and there. I add them in bulk so that I can have a huge markdown happening at the same time should I have to mark it down. So my first markdown, I'm doing 40% off. Second markdown, 50% off. Third markdown, 60% off. Now those numbers are subjective. They can be whatever you would like, but the objective of running those markdown promotions is that you will still make a profit at the end of it all. So the numbers underneath the columns where under the first markdown, second markdown, third markdown represent how much money I would make at the 60, 50, or 40% off level. So for this first item, which is the neon yellow mermaid dress, on my first markdown of 40% off, I would make $19.74. At the second markdown, I would make $16.45. And then at 60% off, I would make $13.16. I think that says 16. So looking back at my cost of goods, I paid $10 for that particular dress. So if I look at I spent $10. but I'm making $13, $16, I'm still making a profit of about $3.16. Not a ton, but it's still a profit. And what I noticed is that a lot of people run random promotions of like 70, 80% off. And I know for a fact you're not making any type of profit at the end, or there's certain people who don't run promotions at all. They don't discount the merchandise at all. It stays at that one price because they're so stuck on that price that they set the item at. They're so stuck on making that profit that they wanted to make in the first place that they neglect to mark it down and just get it out the door. So this is just a sneak peek of what my markdown and promotion schedule looks like, and I recommend that you guys create one for yourself. So Mariah says, so when I started out, I had a skirt that I sold for $25. And now that I have more inventory, I would like for my prices to end with 50 cents, i.e. $25.50. But I still have some of the $25 skirts. Jance, do you have any advice what to do in this situation? Well, first I would say, depending on how long you've had it, you might just need to mark it down at this point. But if you haven't had it for long, I don't see any harm in you just adding the 50 cents at the end. Not a biggie, not a big deal. All right, guys, so let's move on. So one of the tips from that previous list of things that you could improve on was Instagram. So we're going to talk about Instagram pretty much a lot in this webinar. So this is just the beginning. So Instagram for beginners. So I picked out 3 Instagram accounts that I follow and that I personally am inspired by. So the first one is Lily's Closet, the second one is House of CB, and then the last one is Dressed in Lala. So all 3 of these brands are kind of at different levels of their business. Lily's Closet has, it's a little blurry on my screen, so they have about 586,000 followers. House of CB has 2.4 million followers, and Dressed in Lala has 37.8 thousand followers. So regardless of the number of followers that they have, as you can see, all of their photos are very clear. They match what their brand tone and brand voice and brand personality are. They all have a very well-written bio. They have their highlights are designed in a specific way. They're not just blank. They're utilizing utilizing the features that Instagram gives us as a platform. So regardless of the fact that they all have a different variation of followers and things like that, their branding is consistent across the board. So that's one of the things to keep in mind when you're using Instagram, is you definitely want to make sure that your branding flows from your website to social and from your social to your branding. You want to make sure that your bio is written in a way that it tells people upon first impression what they can expect from being on your page and possibly shopping with you. So your bio should tell them who you are, what makes you special, who you serve, things of that nature. Those first 9 posts, so as you can see, these screenshots represent about the first 9 posts on each of these pages. So those first 9 posts should be immaculate. They should tell people something special about your brand. There should be something within those first 9 posts that hopefully will make them want to keep scrolling or possibly click the link in your bio. So make sure that you're spending time in making your Instagram look great, and also spending time in making sure that you are able to resonate with your customers on Instagram. And we will dig deeper into this, so don't fret. We will get to a little bit deeper on Instagram. All right, so a few more things to talk about with Instagram, things to focus on, strategy. So you need to decide when you'll post, what you'll post, how often you'll post, what you will say, how you will say it, who you will say it to, what hashtags you will use, and what actions you would like a person to take after seeing the post. Number 2, audience. You need to be clear on your target, on your audience. Need to be clear on who your audience is, then research how they utilize the platform. Learn as much as you can about them and create content that displays things that they love or need and things that will solve a specific problem that they're facing. Number 3, your captions. Generic captions that explain the obvious will not cut it. So telling somebody to click the link in my bio, or we got new arrivals, or this dress is so pretty, is not going to cut it. You need to say something that matters, something that will evoke emotion and hopefully drive them to take an action. Speaking of actions, you need to work on giving your customers a call to action. So tell your audience what action you would like them to take after saying something compelling in your caption. Click, comment, like, share, tag. Those are all typical calls to action. Most people need to be told to take an action. Unfortunately, humans like to just scroll on Instagram. They don't typically just decide to click your link. So tell them what you want them to do after seeing your post. Number 5 is hashtags. So Instagram allows you to use up to 30 hashtags per post. You need to use all 30 of them until your brand has grown enough that you don't have to do so. The more hashtags you use, the greater your reach and the greater your impressions. But none of that matters if you don't use ones that matter to your brand and target audience. So I see a lot of people using very generic hashtags, hashtag fashion, hashtag pink dress, hashtag boutique, hashtag follow me. Those are way too generic. It tells me absolutely nothing about your brand. It tells me absolutely nothing about a specific audience that you follow. And those are probably not hashtags that your audience is searching on Instagram. So they're probably not going to find you. And also those are hashtags that are used probably millions of times throughout Instagram. So your posts are just getting lost in a sea of other posts using those hashtags. So you need to be specific with your hashtags, and you also need to use 30 of them. They allow you to use 30. Use them to your advantage. So lastly, you want to focus on your engagement. So the engagement streak runs both ways. You want people to engage with you, but you also need to engage with them. Search for your target audience across Instagram and engage on their pages and posts. So hashtags is a great way to engage with people that are within your audience or that could likely be a potential customer. So research your customers, find them on social, and engage with them. All right, guys. So I got a bonus. So let's see what this bonus says. So bonuses, don't put too much focus on selling. Focus on building relationships, authority, and trust, especially as a new business. People buy from people, and people buy from brands that they trust. So don't expect anybody to just magically click that link in your bio and actually buy something the first time that they see you online. It's just not how things work. Me, for instance, one of the brands that I just mentioned, Dressed in Lala, and I want to mention something else about them because I have to figure out how to share my screen on here. But I just bought something from the brand Dressed in Lala recently, and I've been following them for a while, but I had never purchased anything. Not because I didn't trust them per se, but it was just a brand that I wasn't familiar with. So I spent lots of time just kind of watching on Instagram. I paid attention to the consistency of like her messaging across Instagram. I visited her website on multiple occasions. I noticed the consistency of her brand across multiple platforms. And last week I decided to finally make a purchase. So being consistent and building trust with people is very valuable in business. So another thing to consider is to learn to create content in bulk to eliminate the feeling of not knowing what to post or feeling like you have nothing to post. That's one of the things I hear a lot of people complain about. They feel like they don't have anything to post, or they feel like they're posting the same things over and over again. So learn to create content in bulk, as many pieces of content as you possibly can at one time, and then schedule them out to post over time. And last but not least, create good content, not just consistent content. Doing something bad consistently won't improve your brand. So work on improving the appearance of your content. I see a lot of people that post consistently, but what they're posting isn't necessarily great. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on creating content that is beautiful, and that people will want to engage with and hopefully drive them to take an action, like clicking the link in your bio, visiting your website, and making a purchase. So to speak on Dressed in Lala, let me turn my screen on. Let's see if it's going to work. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see. Ooh, why is it doing that? Okay, let's see. Okay, can you guys see this screen? Let me know. Ooh, child. Oh, no. Okay, that's probably not going to work. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. I don't know what was happening there. Let's go back to the slides. I'll show you guys the Dressed in Lala thing another time. Okay. So let's get to point number 2. Crazy, right? That was just point number 1, that you are working off impulse and you are not planning. So take some time to set some plans, guys. Yes, it did go crazy. I don't know what's happening. All right, so number 2, you're not clear on who your target audience is and you're not resonating with them. So if I were to ask you who your target audience is and your response is women between the ages of 21 and 49, you're not being specific enough. If your target audience is women between the ages of 25 and 34 who love fashion and shopping, you're not being specific enough. If your target audience is millennial women who work corporate jobs and frequently attend events that require an elevated wardrobe, but they need affordable options, then now we're talking. You need to be so specific with your audience. The more specific you are with your target audience, the better. So I want you guys to work on developing, digging deeper into who your target audience is. So let's dig a little bit deeper here in the slides. All right, so let's break this down. This is why you need to be specific about your audience. When you know specific details about your audience, it's easier to communicate with them. You'll also be able to develop more effective marketing. Targeting for ads becomes more simplified. Your messaging will be more targeted. Buying merchandise is more simple, and pricing is easier. So when your target audience is like super broad, you're saying, let's go with the first one. So you say your audience is women between the ages of 21 and 49. Now already you've got things all messed up, because not only do you have women within that range that are different, that are varying ages. You also have women who are who like various styles based on their ages. You also have people who maybe have a college degree, some who don't have college degrees, some who have corporate jobs, some who have, I don't know, jobs in like service fields or educational fields or something like that. You have varying income levels. So many different factors within that broad range of who your target audience is. So you want to be able to break that down as small as you possibly can so that you can create messaging that resonates with them. So let's go back to that example. So let's say your audience is millennial women who work corporate jobs and frequently attend events that require an elevated wardrobe, but they need affordable options. So that tells you a lot. That will tell you a lot about your audience. So you know that the type of merchandise that you're going to buy is going to be more elevated. So more on, not necessarily on the young, trendy, edgy side. It's going to be more dressy and things of that nature, things that you can wear to a more elevated event. But they need affordable options. So you know that your pricing needs to be within a certain range, or you can decide what range affordable is. Millennial women, so you know that that's a specific age range. She works a corporate job, so not necessarily that she dresses a certain way, but definitely know that she's wearing a certain type of attire to work. She frequently attends events, so that means she's frequently going to need new outfits. That's something that you can constantly communicate to her over time. So knowing all those different things will make it so much easier for you to communicate with them. You know their lifestyle, what they spend their time. You know some of the things that they spend their time doing. You know what price ranges they like to shop within, and you know what type of merchandise they like to buy. So the goal of marketing is that you know so much about your customer that the merchandise sells itself. So it's almost like you've paid so much attention to this audience, or narrowed this audience down so much that no matter what you do, no matter what you sell, it speaks to them in a way that you don't even really have to say anything. It's going to automatically sell itself. What about women that's chilled and simple but yet trendy? I still think that's a little bit broad and not necessarily specific. So even still, you could still do an age range of those women. Chilled, I would say you need to be more specific about what it means to be chilled. Simple, those are still words that might be subjective to a specific audience. So I would say you need to dig a little bit deeper in relation to like what types of styles would be considered chilled, simple, yet trendy. Think of some different words that you could use to describe that. So here are a few things that you're likely confused about. You think everyone could use your products. The answer is never everyone. Niche it down. If you're marketing to everyone, you'll reach no one. Another thing you're likely confused about is you don't know how to be more specific. Do more research, dig deeper. So someone just asked, what are some ways to find this information out? Honestly, it's just a case of researching. So, excuse me. There's a platform within Facebook called Facebook Audience Insights. And within that platform, it tells you a lot about basically all of the people that utilize Facebook. So it tells you age ranges, the typical, it tells you age ranges, people who are married, people who are in a relationship, people who have a certain number of kids. I want to say it breaks down, it gets into income levels. It also talks about their education levels. It shows you different pages that they like and things like that. So for example, if you're able to see what types of pages these people like, or maybe other retailers that these people on Facebook are following, that gives you kind of an indication of the types of styles that they like, and also the price ranges that they are likely shopping in. So Facebook Audience Insights is a great tool. But honestly, I just Google things. Like, I'm a Google fanatic. I Google infographics and analytics around specific audiences. So, for instance, let me think of something that I would likely look up. What's the typical income level of millennial women? Like, that's something that I would research. So think of different things that you would likely want to know about the audience that you believe that you serve or that you would like to serve. Hopefully that makes sense. So other things that you might be confused about is that you don't know what to say to that audience. So once you've dug a bit deeper into that audience and established who the audience is, then you need to write a list of things that likely affect their lives. So communicate around those points consistently. So don't switch up your messaging. Once you know things about that person, your captions and things of that nature don't necessarily have to say the same things, but you want to remain consistent around who it is that you're serving, and definitely want to have a list of things that you could possibly say about that audience based on what you know about that audience. And then lastly, you don't know what's the best way to reach that audience. So again, research. Hashtags are great research tools. Pinterest is a great tool. Twitter is another great tool. Search terms and phrases relevant to that audience. So recently I've started using Twitter a lot more. I used to use Twitter so much in college, obviously for just like, you know, tweeting and talking to my friends. But now I use it a lot for research. So I literally would go on there and type in a phrase. So I think the last time I was on there, I typed in nothing to wear. I'm pretty sure that's what I typed. And so I typed nothing to wear, and it literally showed me all of these people who had tweeted that they had nothing to wear. And most of them were like, I have nothing to wear to this weekend's event or this weekend's concert. Like, they were saying what they didn't have anything to wear to. So that gave me an opportunity to reach out to all of these people and say, hey, check out our website. We just got new arrivals in. If you see anything you love, use this code to get 10% off your purchase or however much. So that gave me an opportunity to talk to people, and they had already told me that they needed something, to wear. And I just communicated around that. So Twitter is one of my favorite tools currently to use to research and find potential customers. All right, so I think this is the last one about your audience, I believe. So tips to improve. Break your audience down into groups to niche it down and better refine that audience. So for example, almost everyone will need a car at some point. So if you owned a car lot, you'd assume that everyone is your customer, because at some point everyone will need a car. But every person doesn't need the same type of car. A 21-year-old bachelor will likely look for a different style of car than a mother of 3, for example, or let's say a mother of 5, for example. So your marketing for a minivan will likely be different than your marketing for a sports car due to the needs, desires, and pain points of the different subsets of customers. So as you're buying merchandise, think about what audience that merchandise would probably resonate with. And as you're thinking about who your target audience is, think about what types of products would resonate with them. I feel like there's a lot of businesses out there that have tons of products, but I can't really grasp who their audience is. I was on Instagram a few days ago, and her bio said that she sold corporate attire, but trendy club outfits or something like that, which is, I guess, okay. But as a customer, I'm like, I don't know if this is necessarily me or for me or what I'm looking for, because I don't work a corporate job. I go to the club here and there, but yeah. So just think about your messaging and who you're talking to at all times and who you're selling to. Let's see. Kimberly says, I'm 46 and I feel I'm fashionable and fly. I'm trying to reach women who feel the same. What would you suggest? I would suggest writing out a list of things that you think describe you. So if you're trying to target people that are like you, fashionable and fly, you need to dig deeper into who you are. So what types of things do you like? Where do you like to shop at? What's your typical price range? What price range are you comfortable shopping within? Are there different specific retailers that you typically shop with? You can dig as deep as like the types of books that you read, the types of shows that you watch, things like that. So I would say write a list of things that resonate with you personally if you're going to be targeting people that are similar to you in style. Okay, so I think I lied. I have one more slide so this one's about Instagram. So this is how I use Instagram for research in a way. So these are 3 hashtags that I frequently personally use as search terms. So the first one's millennial style, the next one is bougie on a budget, and the last one is petite style. So millennial style is obviously because I personally target millennials, people who are within my age range. The next one, bougie on a budget. So they want to look good, but they don't want to spend a lot of money. They want to look like, you know, fancy-ish, but they don't want to spend a lot of money. And then petite style. I use this one because I am a petite person myself. And so I don't necessarily sell clothing that is petite or that is designed for petite people, but because I know that I am petite, I feel like my clothes may resonate with them if they can see it sold on another petite person, because petite people have a hard time finding things at times, depending on where they're shopping, finding things that work for their body. So these are just examples of some of the hashtags that I use for research and hashtags that I also sometimes use within my posts. And so what I do is just spend some time every day or whenever I can think to do so, scrolling through. I'll click on somebody who I think is cute or maybe has on a cute outfit. I might like their post, comment on the post, maybe send them a message depending on how I'm feeling. And hopefully they will follow, take an action on my page if something along those lines. Doesn't always work, but like I said, the engagement streak runs both ways. So you definitely want to take some time out in your schedule to reach out to some people when you have a chance. All right, so let's move to point number 3. You're lacking in the marketing department. Translation, you're relying too heavily on Instagram and nothing else. So I just saw somebody ask me, how do you get followers on Instagram? The last slide that I just showed you is a great way to go about it, reaching out to people, but also, again, using hashtags. Hashtags are your friend, but they don't work if you're not using ones that are relevant to your brand and to the audience that you're serving. So honestly, that's the only way. Producing consistent, good content, engaging with people that you believe would fall into your target audience or that you believe could be a potential customer, and utilizing hashtags. I would say those are the 3 ways to build your following on Instagram. All right, so you're lacking in the marketing department. Translation, you're relying too heavily on Instagram and nothing else. So a lot of people don't realize that there are so many different types of marketing that you could take part in. So there's social media marketing, email marketing, paid advertising falls into marketing, influencer marketing, relationship marketing, word of mouth marketing, cause marketing, transactional marketing, diversity marketing. There are so many different types of marketing that you could be partaking in and on top of Instagram. So let's talk a little bit deeper about the ones that you should probably start with as a new boutique owner or in general if you're new to business. So Obviously, first, social media marketing. So it's estimated that 3.2 billion people out of the 7.7 billion people on earth use social media. So if you're not using social media in some capacity to grow your business, you are slacking so hard. You need to be utilizing social media to market your business. And again, like I said, it's all about producing consistent, good quality content and resonating with the right people. Next is email marketing. So if you are not using the email marketing, I'm sorry, my friend, you are failing. You need to use email marketing, because when a person gives you their email account, they are inviting you into their lives. They are telling you it's okay for you to contact me almost as often as you would like. So I said on the slide, one of the easiest ways to continue to drive traffic to your site is to utilize email marketing. So put a huge focus on collecting emails. Yeah, so once you send out an email, you're literally like, you can say whatever you want in that email. You can share whatever content you want in that email, and hopefully it's going to drive somebody back to your site. So you have so much more control when it comes to email marketing. So the next type of marketing is paid advertising. The thing about paid advertising, though, is that I don't recommend that you try it if you don't understand who your audience is. And you also need to understand how to best utilize advertising platforms. So do not run a single Facebook ad, Instagram ad, Google ad, no ads until you are very clear on who your audience is and you understand how to utilize the platform. So you can also utilize, oh yes, text marketing is good too. That's a good one. I didn't mention that one. But there's a lot of people that are utilizing, that boost button on Facebook and Instagram. That boost button is only increasing your reach, increasing your impressions, not necessarily being, your content is not necessarily being shown to the people that are likely to take an action and likely to resonate with your audience. So there's a lot that I could say about paid advertising. That is a totally like 27 lessons, but don't utilize paid advertising if you're not comfortable in who your audience is and comfortable in utilizing advertising platforms. Relationship marketing. So you need to put a large focus on building relationships before trying to drive sales. So I saw this ad earlier. So I look at ads all the time. And so I saw this ad that said marketing is kind of like getting married, I think is what it said. So, or that it should be looked at as like being married. So basically they were saying that like people put out this content, products, services, whatever the case may be, and they just hope that someone will click the button and automatically take the action, make the purchase or whatever. But it's kind of like getting married. So nobody's going to marry you up on first impression. So you have to focus on building the relationship, building the authority, building the trust, so that they will hopefully decide down the line that they will marry or take the action to purchase something. So put a larger focus on building relationships before trying to drive sales. And then lastly, word of mouth marketing. So you give people something to talk about and something that's worth sharing with someone. So it's not necessarily that there is a specific something that you should be sharing, but you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're sharing is something that's worth talking about, something that people would hopefully want to share. Okay, so I think we're on to the next point. Point number 4. You have no systems or strategy in place. So there's a quote that says, every action has a reaction. In this business, for every action that a customer or potential customer takes, you as a business owner should have a reaction. Many are failing to set goals and also failing to follow through. There's a lot of people just like waiting for somebody to click the link in the bio or comment on the post or whatever the case may be, but they don't produce anything after that. There's no action on their part after the person has taken the action. So, ask yourself these 5 questions, and these aren't all the questions that you should ask, but these are 5 to start with. So if a customer comments on your post, what will your next action be? And then I'm sure you're going to say, I'll comment back. Okay, and then after that, then what's your next step? There needs to be a step in place. It shouldn't stop there. Number 2, a customer makes a purchase. What's your next move to bring them back to your site? So yay, you got their money one time. What are you going to do to get their money a second time? Number 3, someone likes a post. What action do you take? Typically, most people are like, yay, I got a like. How about you go check out their profile, maybe like a few of their posts, maybe comment on a few of their posts, maybe send them a message, maybe follow them. There needs to be an action. Number 4, a person opens your email but doesn't take an action or click anything. What's next? So if you're utilizing a platform such as MailChimp or MailerLite, I'm not familiar with any others personally, but they typically tell you how many of your customers opened your emails. It tells you how many people clicked a button or didn't click a button and things like that. You can set up sequences and automated emails that will be sent out based on the actions that customers take or the actions that customers do not take. So think about that. And then lastly, a person interacts with an ad. If you're running ads, what's your next move? So you need to be constantly thinking ahead. What's your next step going to be after an action is taken? Let's see. Is running the same posts on all platforms? No. No, I run posts on the same posts on multiple platforms all the time. But it's honestly just about how your messaging is around it. You don't necessarily have to say the same thing underneath or above, wherever it is, the post. You don't have to use the same hashtags. You don't have to post it at the same time, things like that. Like, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. So for instance, I know that my audience on Facebook interacts with me more in the morning than my followers on Instagram. My Instagram followers are more active in the afternoon and into the evening, like late evening. So think about those types of things rather than the content if you're wanting to share the same content on multiple platforms. Okay, so let's talk about these systems and strategies. So sales funnels are your friends. What is a sales funnel? You're probably wondering. So a sales funnel is a multi-step process that moves prospective browsers into buyers. Sales funnels are core concepts in digital marketing. As a business owner, you want to create sales funnels that are essentially automated selling machines. Creating a sales funnel is all about understanding the customer's buying journey and deciphering various steps that a prospective customer may take along the journey of actually making a purchase. You also need to understand that communicating with your audience at each level of the buying journey will sound different. So a lot of people, again, like I said, they don't have a next step in place after a customer takes an action or they open an email, they interact on an ad, all that. They don't know what they're going to do next, or they don't know that they should do something next. So one of the things that you can do is create a sales funnel. So in the next couple slides, I'm going to show you guys some examples of sales funnels. It's going to look like a total jumble of words, but I'm just going to read it out to you guys. Most people would like show it in icons, but I wrote it out. So a tip: stop trying to sell upon first impression. So here we go, sales funnels. So there are various types of sales funnels that you can create. So I did a brick and mortar example, online example using ads. I also have an example of a sales funnel on social media, and then a sales funnel using emails. So I'm just going to read through this. Bear with me. Okay, so a brick and mortar example. These are the literal steps that can lead, are basically going to. It's an example of steps that can lead to a customer's purchase or whatever action it is they're going to take. So first, the person walks into a store. Sales associate greets them. They begin to browse. They see a rack of clothing that interests them. Sales associate interacts again and shares something about the clothes they're viewing. A customer is intrigued and selects 3 tops. The sales associate reapproaches and suggests an item to match. The customer adds the hat. Let's just say hat. Adds the hat to the purchase. The customer pays. The sales associate adds the customer to their email list. The store sends an email a few days later, and then the customer returns to shop again. So those are different actions that can occur throughout the duration of a customer being in the store. And then also, as you can see at the end, the sales associate asks for the email and added the person to their email list so that they can send them a message and encourage them to come back again. So there was action on the store's part so that they could bring them back. Devon says, I didn't know I could use a sales funnel for physical products. I always thought only for digital. Girl, no, you can use a sales funnel to sell anything. Okay, so online example using ads. So as you guys know, I run a lot of ads. So this is just an example of how your ads can be set up in a sequence to drive sales or to drive action. So The customer visits your website's new arrivals page. The customer views an item on the new arrivals page. They add an item to the cart, initiates a checkout, but they don't complete the checkout. So then they leave your site. The customer is shown an ad which includes the item that they left in their cart. The ad offers a coupon code on that product. The customer also receives an email reminding them of the cart that they abandoned, because you have abandoned cart sequences set up on your site, I hope. So then the customer returns to your site and they make a purchase using that coupon code. So then later down the line, the customer's shown an ad that thanks them for the purchase. And then the customer's shown another ad that includes a promotion for the current week with an exclusive deal that's only for past customers. So again, ads are very, not very complex, but can be complex. But one of my favorite things about ads is that I can be very specific about who I'm targeting. And also that it's almost like you're stalking them, which is, I hate to say, but you literally know so much about this customer because you have this Facebook pixel installed on your site. It's tracking their every move that they make on your site, and you can literally create ads that are specific to that person or specific to a group of people who have taken a specific action on your site. Fashion Nova does this. Yes, Fashion Nova does this. So if any of you guys, I don't know if you've ever heard it. So Facebook has there's a thing called Facebook Ads Library. So it's free to look at. You literally can Google Facebook Ads Library and you can see any ad that any company is currently running on Facebook. So I look at Fashion Nova's ads all the time. They usually have like a bajillion of them running at a time, which is so funny to me, but they all say the same things most of the times. But anyway, yeah, so that's just another tool that you guys can use if you're interested in seeing some ads. All right, so let's look at some online examples for using social media and then email. So for the social media sales funnel, let's say the person likes a post on your Instagram. You visit, so this is more action on your part too. So the person likes a post on your Instagram. You visit their Instagram and engage on a few occasions. The person follows your Instagram account. You send them a message thanking them for following you. The person interacts with the post and reads your call to action in the post, which tells them to click the link in the bio. The person clicks the link in the bio to visit your website. The person subscribes to your email list after seeing a pop-up offering a percentage off of their first purchase. The customer adds the item to their cart. The person initiates the checkout. The person leaves the website without making a purchase. So again, let's say that's the social media sales funnel. Now you could even, if you're running ads, you could go back to the sales funnel that I just mentioned with the ads, and that becomes your new sales funnel for that same exact customer. And that's a whole nother sequence of events. So think about the sequence of events that you could have. You're literally encouraging action on the customer's part and they don't even know it. You have so much control. So many people are not aware of how much control they can have in the process that a customer goes through in order to make a purchase. So the last example of a sales funnel is the online example using email. So the person initiates the checkout but leaves before completing the purchase. The customer receives an automated email to remind them about the abandoned cart. The customer comes back to your site, adds another item, and completes the transaction. The customer receives a thank you email immediately after purchase. The customer receives an email 10 days later to check to see how they like the item and to ask them to leave a review on the item that they purchased. The customer receives an email 3 days later reminding them of a coupon that they received for subscribing but haven't used. Then the customer comes back to your site to shop. So again, like I said, there are so many things that you can do to drive action on the part of your customer. So yeah. So those are sales funnels. All right. So next, email marketing is your friend. If a person gives you their email, like I said, they have invited you to contact them. Make it easier on yourself by creating email funnels and sequences. Create automated emails that are sent based on various actions taken by people on your website or people who open your emails and take specific actions. So one of the easiest automations for you to set up are the ones where you offer a coupon code for new subscribers to your email list. So say you offer a coupon that they can use on their first purchase. Maybe they use it, maybe they don't. those are two different sequences that you can already set up. So for the person that hasn't used it yet, obviously you can set up a automated email to be sent out to them to remind them of the coupon that they have yet to use. For the other person, you can start sending them emails based on the fact that they did use the coupon, and now a few days down the line, you can send them an email that thanks them for, well, obviously you send them a thank you right after they make the purchase, but then you send them an email down the line that thanks them again and asks them to leave a review. Then you can start whatever sequence you would like. So mine's is the ones that I just mentioned, and then after they receive the second one, they receive an exclusive coupon code that they can use on my clearance merchandise. So like my clearance merchandise is already marked down, so obviously I wouldn't want to give additional discount to the general public on that. However, for my email subscribers, I'm offering them a additional discount on something that's already discounted. So think of different exclusive things that you can offer to your email list. I would love for you and Natalie to offer a course together. Oh, you have to convince her. Okay, so sales and promotions are ran for a reason, not randomly. So again, when we were talking about creating strategy around your promotions and your markdowns, you need to do that for a reason, not randomly. So I know down to the last number how much money I should make if I am marking this item down to whatever percentage. Those are things that you need to know, and they need to be done on a schedule, not randomly. And so here's an example. I ran a giveaway about 2 weeks ago offering a $100 gift card or $100 worth of free clothing. So I initially ran this on my Instagram. And so my goal, I didn't care that I was giving away $100 of free clothing or $100 gift card, because I had other goals associated with my reasoning for running that ad. So I had a reason for offering this promotion and a reason for I did eventually run it as an ad. So some of my goals for that was to increase engagement on that post and on my profile. So with that giveaway, the rules of the giveaway were that they had to share that post on their platform, on their page. They had to comment and tell me what their favorite item on the site currently was, and I think they had to like the post, I think, or they had to be following me as well. So my initial goals were to increase my reach. So they were sharing, so it was being shared to their audience. Increase the engagement. They had to comment to tell me what item they liked, and then they had to be following me, so increasing my following. I also wanted to run traffic to my site. So I knew that most people wouldn't know the names of my items off the top of their head. They would have to click the link in my bio to learn which item that they wanted to comment and say was their favorite. And so in doing so and driving traffic to my website, it gave my Pixel new data to collect. So my Pixel was recording everything that these people were clicking on my website. So now I can go back and run an ad, and I can literally target people that looked at a specific category or a specific item on my site, and those people would be included in that audience. And then, like I said, I wanted to grow my following. How long did you run the giveaway? I ran the giveaway, I think just the weekend. I think from Friday to Sunday was how long I ran it. Should we use text marketing and email marketing, or just one only? I would recommend both. I don't see any harm. There's some people who are more likely to open an email, and there's some people that are more likely to open a text message. Me personally, I would prefer a text over an email. So I would say use them both if you have the capability to do so. So this was the giveaway that I ran. So this first picture is the post for my Instagram. The second picture is my insights, and then the next picture is from the ad. So I ran it as an ad. So as you can see, I got 76 likes on the post, 33 people commented, 20 shares, and then 12 people saved it. So that resulted in 56 profile visits, 26 website clicks, 7 follows. My reach was 1,575, impressions 2,197. And then over here with the ad, I reached 1,304 people, post engagement was 181. So on Facebook, I only had 14 likes, but on Instagram, I had like 136, I believe. And then I spent $16.78. So again, yes, I spent money. I didn't necessarily make money from it because obviously everybody was waiting to see if they would win the $100 gift card. But I knew that I was collecting so much data that I could run ads to down the line and essentially make some money from it. So yeah. Okay. So I think we're on to the last point. So the fifth thing that's likely holding you back is that you love fashion, but you have no knowledge of business. So passion is contagious, but passion doesn't drive sales. Your love and passion for fashion won't bring conversions unless you already have influence. So my favorite statement currently is owning a boutique is less about fashion and more about math. While we all want to wake up and do work that we love every day, our love for that work won't necessarily draw customers or bring sales. So, yeah, that love that you have for fashion is great. It's definitely going to help your business down the line. However, you definitely want to understand how this business works. You need to have an understanding of business. So let's dig a little bit deeper into a few skills that you need to have in order for your boutique to run successfully. Okay, so first and foremost, customer service. You need to understand that you have to service people and you need to know how to do so. So regardless of the fact that you're running an online business, again, you are servicing people. Everything that you do within your business is going to be an active customer service. So understanding that you are servicing someone and understanding that you need to do it well is essential. Communication. You need to speak to customers in a language and tone that resonates with them. So this goes back to knowing who your target audience is, knowing some stuff about them, knowing some of their pain points, what they like, what they don't like, things that they likely spend their time doing, and you want to create messaging that resonates with them. So marketing, you need to know how to get your brand and products in front of the right eyes and get them to take action. So it's not about getting your products in front of the most eyes. It's about getting your products or your brand in front of the right eyes. Content creation, you need to know how to create content, and not just any content. You need to be able to create good content and you need to be able to do it consistently. And that content is needs to be diverse. You need to have a diverse Rolodex of types of content. So photos, videos, graphics, etc. You don't necessarily have to be great at it to begin with, but you need to work at doing better at producing better quality photos, better quality videos, better quality graphics. Canva is your friend. I love Canva. You should utilize Canva as often as you possibly can, especially if you are a little bit challenged in the creative department. Creativity is my next point. You need to do something different that will catch people's eyes. So recently I've started using Canva and developing different, I've been downloading templates and then using them as a background for videos. So I haven't started sharing any of them yet, but yeah, you got to do something creative that's going to catch people's eyes. And then going back to, I don't know which slide it was on, but giving some, so word of mouth marketing. So create something great that gives people something to talk about, something that they would want to share with other people. So you got to be creative. Personality. It is so important to be you, not anyone else. Do not copy people. The one thing that I will say about business, especially this business, is that you will be the one thing that nobody else can replicate. No one else can be you. So you need to be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. You need to have knowledge of your margins and markups. You need to understand your numbers at all times. Don't pick random numbers as your prices. Don't pick random promotions for your discounts and things of that nature. It all needs to be planned. It all needs to make sense. Next, you need to have the ability to pivot quickly. So you need to have the ability to act quickly and quickly make changes. Things change at an instant. For instance, this morning, when I realized that it was my 1-year anniversary for my boutique, I was like, oh, snap. No, it's not my 1 year. It's my 1-year anniversary of being self-employed. My 1-year anniversary for my boutique is next month. However, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I want to celebrate my 1-year anniversary of being self-employed. I'm going to run a sale. I knew what was in my inventory. I knew what promotion level that I was at for my markdown and promotion schedule. And I decided that I was going to run a 50% off sale on my merchandise on my boutique. I wouldn't have done that had I not known where my inventory levels are or what my margins were. So you need to have knowledge of your margins and your markups. Next, the ability to act quickly. So yeah, I acted quickly. I made a split-second decision, but I also, going back to the previous point, knew what my margins and markups were. And then foresight. You need to have the ability to predict what will happen. So as I was giving the examples of the different sales funnels and things like that, a lot of that is having, or a lot of that deals with having foresight. So you're predicting what actions people will likely take, or predicting what they would likely want to see or hear based on the other actions that you've seen other people take or seen those people take. So you need to have foresight. You also need to have foresight, especially if you are a boutique that follows trends and things like that. You need to have foresight as far as what types of what trends and things of that nature will likely be in, or what people will likely be shopping for down the line. You got to have some foresight. So Ken says, how do you market a specialty shop swim resort with the season doesn't necessarily match? So I'm not sure if you're familiar with running ads, but this will be the perfect time to run ads, because you can run ads to people. This is how specific Facebook ads are. So you can run ads to people who are taking a vacation in specific places. You can run ads to customers who have shopped with specific other brands within a certain frame of time. So for instance, say you know that this other brand sells swimwear and resort wear and things like that. You can run ads to an audience that looks like that brand, or to an audience that looks like the audience that shops with that brand, and within a certain time frame, knowing that based on the fact that they've shopped with that particular brand, that they're likely to resonate with what you're selling at that time of the year as well. I'm trying to think. I mentioned Twitter earlier, so I would go on Twitter or even Instagram and start looking up people who are taking a vacation, or like vacation coming soon, or things of that nature. People who are going on a cruise. Yes, Ashley says people who are going on a cruise, things of that nature. So look for people who are talking about those things. You can honestly use Facebook's search bar and type in any word, really, and it won't necessarily show you every single person that has utilized a specific term, but it'll show you some posts where people have mentioned a specific thing. So you kind of got to go out there and hunt for them. I am horrible at doing the videos. I love Canva. Akia says, that's my challenge. However, someone mentioned Adobe Spark along with Canva has great templates. I'm going to have to check out Adobe Spark. Okay, guys. So which problem or problems are you currently facing in your business? Number one, are you operating on impulse with no plans? Number two, are you unclear about your target audience? Number three, are you lacking in marketing? Number four, do you not have any systems or strategies in place? Number five, do you love fashion but don't understand the business side? Let me know in the chat box. Write the corresponding number of what it is that you are currently struggling with. Let me know. I wanna see. Let's see. Oh, Samantha said, oh no, I answered Samantha already. Harriet, yes, she'll replay because I'm at work and in and out, so watch it. I want to watch it and take some notes. How long should I give away? Okay, yeah, I answered all those. So yeah, I will be running I will be sending out the replay, so don't fret. Karina says she's unclear about her target audience. Shakora is unclear about her target audience. Pedigate, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Every single one of those. Jaleisha says 3 and 4, so no systems and strategy. 5, you love fashion but don't understand the business side. Let's see, number 4, number 5. Number 5, number 4, number 5, 5, all of the above, 3, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, and 4, marketing 4, 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4, 4, 4, 1, 3 and 4, 2 and 3. Oh my God, so all over the board. I was expecting like one over the other. For a second, I thought it was going to be like 5. Everybody seemed to say 5, but that's crazy. You guys are all over the board. Well, I hope you guys learned something in a bit of this. So you're probably wondering what's next, what you should do next. So I wanted to tell you guys that I'm launching 5 mini courses to help you with your problems. So if you guys didn't know, I had larger courses that I started offering earlier this year. Not earlier this year, about June or so. But a lot of people are saying like they have, an individual problem. So I decided to create little mini courses rather than a whole course. So I just want to tell you guys about them really quick. And then if you guys have any specific questions, let me know. Oh, and WordPress was horrific to work with along with number 3. WordPress, girl. Okay, I got you. So let me tell you guys really quickly about the mini courses. And then if you guys have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box and I will get to them momentarily. So the first course is a sales and goal setting course. So in this course, you'll learn how to set goals and tactics to make sales. So everyone wants to make sales, but not everyone is doing the work necessary to bring sales in. So in this course, we'll dive deep into various tactics to drive sales, from establishing your profit margins, designing sales funnels, creating promotions and markdown strategies, and setting attainable goals and analyzing the pulse of your business in order to improve sales. So all of these mini courses are $47. Currently, the price is going to go up on October the 8th. The courses will go live on October the 7th. So anybody that is currently watching this webinar, you guys will get a link to purchase it at $47 if you guys are interested. And I'll send this all out in the email that will also include the replay. And again, they start on October 7th. So the next course is social media. So it's learning how to use social media to grow your business. So learn to use social media to leverage and grow your business. This course will cover creating content and a strategy, improving your brand messaging and your brand voice, and then studying your analytics plus more. The next one is marketing. So an introduction to marketing for boutique owners. So all those different types of marketing that we talked about, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into those different types of marketing. So in this course, we'll get clear on how to use various marketing techniques to improve your business. We'll discover various types of marketing, such as influencer marketing, content marketing, public relations, and much more. The next course is a website planning course. So if you are wanting to learn how to create your own website, this is the course for you, because it is honestly easy, but with guidance, you can do it. It may seem hard, but with guidance, you can definitely do it. So your website plays a huge role in your business. In this course, you'll learn how to build a website on 3 platforms. So I'll give you a tutorial of Shopify, WordPress, and Squarespace. So if you haven't decided on a platform, it'll give you a look at all 3 of those. You'll learn how to improve your search engine optimization, how to write product descriptions, and a host of other topics that will help you to improve your website. And then the last course is the target audience course. So in this course, you'll get clear on your boutique target audience. So you'll learn to get clear about your target audience, understanding the problems you solve for that audience, developing messaging that resonates with that audience, and then tools to better understand your audience, plus more. So those are all $47 until October 7th. I'll put the link to the courses in the chat box if anybody is interested. And then a lot of people were asking me if I was going to ever do a coaching program. It was not in my plans. However, I decided to do it for just the people that signed up for this webinar. I will not be opening this up to the general public, especially not to my 21,000 YouTube subscribers, because I ain't got that type of time. But so I did develop a marketing program that's a lot more streamlined and a lot more intense. It currently has 89 lessons in it. I plan to add more, so it will probably end up being over 100 lessons. So this one is a little bit pricier. So this This course is boutique launch from A to Z. It includes everything that I think you need to know to launch and grow a successful boutique. So it's an 8-week group coaching program for new and aspiring boutique owners. There's 2 price levels to choose from. I'm talking so fast. So the details, there's an accelerator program and a group coaching program. So the accelerator program is 1 payment of $11.97 or 4 payments of $3.50. What's included? You get 4 one-on-one strategy sessions with me. So my strategy sessions are usually $197 by themselves. So you get 4 of those. You also get 8 weeks of group coaching, along with whoever else signs up for this webinar. Someone says breathe. That's so funny. You get guided. I get antsy when I'm talking about money. So you get guided individual assistance with me for your business. So we'll work together individually to create a strategy specifically for your business. And then obviously you get access to the course content. And then the group coaching is just, you get all of the course material. And then you get 8 group coaching sessions. So everybody that signs up for this particular program will all meet together on designated dates for 8 weeks straight. And we will work through various topics. You guys will be able to ask any questions that you have. And that'll be that. So those are the 2 pricing tiers for the program that I am launching. Like I said, I'm only offering it to you guys. So don't... yeah, I'm not offering it to anyone else other than the people that are on this webinar because I don't want to go insane. But yeah, so let me go back on here. Let me put my camera back on. So, I can answer you guys' questions. Thank you guys so much for listening to me chatter. I'm so proud of myself. It's 7:52. Oh my God, I just knew it was gonna take me 2 hours to get through that content. Y'all, if y'all follow me on, if y'all have ever been on live with me for Instagram or YouTube, you know I'm on there for 2 hours usually, and that's never intentional. So I'm super proud of myself for getting through all this. Okay, so let's see what questions we got here. Do you think you can do a video on how to utilize MailChimp? So I don't personally use MailChimp. I use MailerLite. So I believe Natalie uses MailChimp. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Natalie, but she's also another young lady on YouTube who does boutique related videos. So she, I want to say, has a video about MailChimp. I'm not 100% positive. I've only had very little experience with MailChimp, so I'm not too familiar with it. Mariah says, oh, and WordPress was horrific to work with along with number 3. Oh my gosh. So I've used WordPress for 10 years. It definitely can be a hassle at times. But that is one of the platforms that I show you guys how to build and use on in the website planning course. Deidre says she learned a lot. Yay, thank you so much. Judith says help. Star says she learned a lot. I would love to have access to your Excel spreadsheet. It's not planned out. It's not like pre-calculated or anything. Literally, you could just go and create the same spreadsheet and just give yours the same titles. Because I don't have it like formulated to calculate anything on its own or anything of that nature. Shayla says she learned a lot. How do you calculate your prices? So my prices are calculated obviously based on how much I paid for them. So I do a 200%, around a 200% markup. So whatever I paid for it times or plus 200% or times 3 would be my pricing. If you were willing to create a template with the formulas, okay. My last boss taught me how to create formulas on Excel. I'm just lazy. That was like the one thing I was worried about when I started my last job was all the Excel spreadsheets he wanted me to use. It's crazy. Jan says, I was actually on your site looking for mini courses. Look at this. God is good. Amen. And I didn't put the link to the courses. Let's see if I can find them really fast, and I'll drop it in the what's it called? In the chat box. I don't know if you guys know, but I can't type. Yep, spelled that wrong. Ooh, child. My life together. I think there was an actual box that I could have put that in. Let's see. Mariah says, yes, always great information in Jance's webinars. I learned so much each time. Yay. Thank you. Ronnie, she does it 200%. Thanks, Akia. That's so funny. You guys know the answers. You should create this as an ebook. I would rather that than having to watch a video. My baby kicked the phone out of my hand several times. An ebook that I can print. I was taking notes but missed out on some things. Okay, I'll work on that. I'll see if I can create it as an ebook. I'm not sure how that would look. A lot of the stuff that I talked about in this webinar is in the ultimate workbook that I have, but I guess I did go a little bit more in depth. So I'll see if I can do that. This is exactly what I need. Crystal says, Judith, I need help creating a Facebook ad manager and linking my Instagram to Facebook. Gotcha. I have an entire course about Instagram ads, but it's pretty simple creating the ad manager. You just go into your menu, which is in the sidebar, and you select, I think it says manage ads, and it should walk you through how to create those ads. So, or the ads manager, I'm sorry. Paige says, do you have any suggestions on growing your business before having a website? We are currently selling on our business pages. Shop tab. Shop tab on what platform? On Facebook, I'm going to assume. I didn't know that they would let you do a shop tab without a website. Tashika, Breeze Jans, Akia, understood. Andres, I need help designing my website. What platform are you using, Andrea? Like I said, the course has WordPress, Shopify, and Squarespace tutorials in it. Jance, you're a great blessing from God. Continue being great. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ken. If each, would you consider discount if someone buys two? Yeah, there's a bundle situation on there for the courses. I need to play around with it, but yes, I can bundle them together. I'll just have to play around with the features on them. Akia, great job, Chance. Thank you. I love you helping us clueless folks. Oh my God, you should do a launch tactic course. How is your experience so far since switching to Shopify? I love Shopify so much. I don't know why it took me so, well, I do know why it took me so long. It took me so long to switch because I hated all the free themes that they had, and I wanted my website to look different than everybody else's. So I ended up buying a theme. So overall, I've had a great experience with Shopify. No complaints as of yet. So super happy. Brenda says, yes, I'm familiar with it. Great. Kimberly, thank you. You have a plethora of information. Thank you. Can you use Mail Light on Big Cartel Shopify? I'm not sure about Big Cartel, but you can use it on Shopify. I use Shopify currently. So that's what I use for my email marketing. Harry says it was very good. I'm just waiting on the replay. Yes, ma'am. I will be sending that out as soon as I end this webinar. Chance, I've been waiting on this webinar since last week. I couldn't wait till Monday. Oh my gosh. So I can better take notes. Gotcha, Harriet. Okay, great. I'm excited to learn how to get the website together. Akia says I'm lazy, but I'll do it. Thank you so very much for this info. This has really opened my eyes and answered some questions. Great. So happy to hear that. Marcy, this video just helped me a lot. Thank you. Hopefully I can make some sales and get traffic at my boutique. I pray you can. Guys, you need to go buy the $7 boutique workbook. If you haven't already, if you're new to this, you will get clarity. Thank you, Yan. Yes, so if you guys didn't know, I sent an email out to everybody that registered for the webinar. It includes a coupon code for you to use on the ultimate workbook that I have on the Boutique Academy website. It's normally $29.99, and I sent you guys a coupon code for it. So it'll only be $7, which is not bad. Right, yes, I would also purchase Excel formulas. Oh, okay, I'm working on creating some Excel formulas for y'all. Give me like 3 days. Do you use any Shopify add-ons for your website? Not currently. I haven't done much. I haven't done much by way of the apps and things of that nature. So I need to start playing around with that. Definitely. Is this going to be available again? I will be sending out a replay for you guys. Add this to the ultimate workbook, maybe. That's a good idea. I could just add it to the workbook. That's a good idea. Jaleesa, was it hard adding Facebook pixels to your previous WordPress website? No. If I'm not mistaken, I just had to add it to, I had to download the header and footer plugin, I believe it was, and then I just plugged the Facebook pixel into that, if I'm not mistaken. Veda says, because I'm from the Caribbean, things are a little different. My website currently does not support mailing lists. However, I would like to create a separate landing page to collect email addresses. That's a good idea. Is this a training you would be willing to offer? Yes, that's in one of the courses. I want to say it's in the marketing course, but I'm not 100% positive. But it's super easy. All you got to do is create an account on whichever email platform that you want to use. So whether MailChimp, MailerLite, whatever. Once you have an account, there's literally a button within the menu that says landing pages, and they have templates that you can choose from, or you can build your own, and it'll give you a URL that you basically will be able to share with your audiences and start collecting those emails. Super easy. Akia is in the process of switching to Shopify as well. My platform sucks. I love Shopify. So you were using WordPress currently? Is that what you're using? This is very informative. Love it. What would you suggest events and pop-ups are more profitable than website on Shopify? Oh. So you're saying, what would I suggest to drive more traffic to your Shopify? If you're having more success at pop-ups, I would put a huge focus on collecting emails at the pop-ups, and putting those people into their own separate category, maybe, or own separate group within your email platform. And maintaining consistent communication with those people to drive traffic to your website. So one of the things that I constantly hear, especially in marketing, is that it's cheaper to maintain an existing customer than to acquire a new one. So if you are capable of getting someone to purchase from you one time, it's so essential for you to continue to nurture that relationship or those relationships, and put gaining new customers second, because once you've gained the trust of someone, it's so much easier for you to continue to sell to them. So I would recommend getting contact information for those people and continuing to constantly reach out to them. Karen says, I swear you remind me of myself. You are extremely informative. Well, I try. Are you a Capricorn, Karen? I feel like we had this conversation before. What are your thoughts about Squarespace? I like Squarespace. I would say Squarespace has awesome templates for you to choose from, so it's great in design capability. As far as e-commerce, it gives you all of the basic things that you would need in order to run an e-commerce site. The only thing that it lacks that like Shopify and WordPress do offer is the ability to add different things. So like Shopify has hundreds of apps that you can add to your website, and then WordPress has hundreds of plugins that you can add to your site, and they all have various various things, activities, I don't know if that's the word, that will add to your site, like different features, that's the word, different features that you could add to your site, versus Squarespace, they don't have very much in that department. So overall, it'll get the job done. What do you suggest? I wanted to set up a MailerLite on Shopify, but it told me I cannot use Yahoo email. Help me, please. Yes. So if you are going to set up an email account with any of those email providers, you have to have a email that is an indication of it being a business email. So they will not allow you to create an account utilizing a personal email account. So it needs to be something at yourboutiquesname.com in order for you to create an account. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody drop your IG handle so we can all follow each other. It's about the workbook. Awesome. Yes. You're blessing all of the small business owners. I purchased the ultimate workbook. Awesome. I don't have a platform yet. I just registered my business. Okay, gotcha. Sticker, you just sent the coupon code? Yeah, I sent the coupon code for the workbook around noon today, maybe? Noon, 2 o'clock, something like that. Have you considered creating a boutique membership program? Someone mentioned it to me, but I am not 100% sold on doing a membership program, just because I don't know necessarily what I would offer in the membership. So Try Kit app on Shopify. I have heard of Kit. I need to look at that one. I don't know what platform it's on. I had a company called deluxe.com create my website. Okay, gotcha. You know I am Capricorn. Thank you for the information. I will get right to it. My website sucks. Had it for years and I feel like it does nothing for me. I need help. Oh, goodness gracious. Abilities. How do you handle returns or exchanges? I've only had one person contact me for a return. She actually just wanted to exchange something. So previously I had a no refunds, no returns policy. And I allowed this one lady to exchange something only because I knew personally that the item she bought it fit horribly. So I knew that the fit was going to be off when she bought it. So I allowed her to return it to me. Now I do have a return policy in place. However, again, I've never had anybody reach out to me for a refund or a return. So I haven't really had to deal with it personally, thankfully. Do you recommend buying from the vendor's website outside of Fashion Go? I know it's more time consuming getting set up on each individual vendor site, but I was thinking maybe it's cheaper. Each stretch my coins, but I wasn't sure if this would be a good idea. For some vendors, yes. So the ones that I love, that I've like frequently shop with, I always set up an account on their platform. So like I have a set, probably like 7 to 10 vendors that I frequently shop with. So I have an account on all of their websites. Some are cheaper than on Fashion Go. Some of them, the prices are the same. What I have noticed is that sometimes their new arrivals are on their personal websites before they are on Fashion Go. But I utilize Fashion Go a ton for looking for like just random items that I think are cool. But yeah, I would recommend creating an account on some sites for vendors that you like love. I feel like I'm gonna be broke. Now I'm just broke. Buying all these lessons, but I know in the future it will pay off. Oh my goodness. You're not gonna be broke. You're gonna be rich. How do I move on? I'm sitting on inventory that's from the summer. I can't buy new items. You need to create a plan for pushing them out. So I'm not sure if you have a like I said, a markdown and promotions schedule, but you need to create a plan for what you're going to do as far as promotions, discounts, marketing. Again, being clear on your target audience and finding out where they are online and communicating with them effectively. How to create a business email address. I would say Google it, honestly. There are a lot of platforms that you can choose from to create a business email. So you can create one through Google. Google's platform is called G Suite. My business email is through Microsoft and Outlook. So yeah, I would say just Google it, honestly. Super easy. You'll get lots of options. Would you ever move your consulting website to another platform, or are you good with WordPress? No, I like WordPress. Plus, my WordPress website has great search engine optimization, so I don't foresee myself changing from that platform because it's gonna mess up my SEO. But I have been trying to work on redesigning it in the last couple months. So yeah. How do you find non-trendy plus items? I don't have any specific ways that I go about finding merchandise. Honestly, I just consistently look for it. GoDaddy. So my business address, my business email address, I got through GoDaddy, but it's like I bought it through GoDaddy, but to log into it, I go to Microsoft Outlook. But Jaleisha, I don't have a specific process. Honestly, I just spend hours searching. Honestly, I don't have any specific tactics that I'm utilizing. I hope this is okay, Jen. I know you were offering to help individuals build their website, and I don't know if you still do. Do you mind me telling the young lady that does mind to help others? I think you may know her. Oh, sure. I don't mind. Is it better to shop in the Fashion District or Fashion Go? I get confused on Fashion Go. I prefer the Fashion District. If I can afford to go to the Fashion District, I 100% do so. because I really enjoy being able to see and feel the merchandise. I enjoy being able to build those relationships with the vendors. And I also like to be able to bring my merchandise home with me that same day. So if you have the chance to visit the fashion district, I 100% recommend that you do so. And the prices are not, I won't say always cheaper, but you are likely to get a cheaper price in the fashion district. You're able to negotiate prices somewhat in the fashion district. So yeah. My website creator told me about G Suite today. Yep. Didn't receive an email for the coupon code for the workbook. Is there a way I can receive it? The coupon code is webinar 30. Webinar 30. I have G Suite and I hate it. I actually prefer Outlook. I was going to go with G Suite, but I think I had problems setting it up or something like that. So I ended up going with Outlook. Did you see my DM about the clone thing on Fashion Go? I sent you a screenshot. Possibly. I'm going to go back and look at it. Laugh a lot. I do that now. I love just browsing and looking merchandise for all audiences. Me too, girl. I be searching. Yay, I got through all the questions. Woohoo! And I've only been on here for an hour and 40 minutes. I am so proud. Oh my God. So yeah, okay, so if anybody's interested, the workbook is on sale for $7. Use code webinar30 at checkout. And I will be sending out the replay. How important is the logo? I designed my own and to save money using Canva, but people are saying I shouldn't. My logo's designed on Canva. It's nothing special. I used one of the templates that they have for text, and then I just created a logo from that. I personally think you need to have a logo. It doesn't need to be something special though. Like my logo is just words. It's not any graphics or shapes or anything of that nature. It's black with a transparent background or white background. So don't let anybody tell you can't use Canva. Use whatever works for you right now. My first logo I had created for me through someone on Fiverr, and I hated it. And I paid somebody who was supposed to be like a logo designer. And my new logo that I made myself on Canva, I love. So I say use Canva. Thank you so much. I explored the fashion district over the summer and was amazed. I'm trying to budget to go back in October. Yes. I wish I could go back in October. But I told my husband I wasn't going to take any more trips this year. We'll see. Since we're speaking about merchandise, I love the white sweater you posted yesterday. Also, do you know where to find like heavier sweatsuits for fall, winter? I don't buy sweatsuits personally. The only ones that I have gotten were from Half Heart, and the quality of those is pretty good. I have one hanging back there. The sweater I had on yesterday is from High Five, which is one of my favorite vendors. Moving too fast. Oh my God, what's happening? Can you be successful in fashion and accessory business without an? I didn't get the last part of your question. Without and what? Me too. I hate the designs on Fiverr. Yeah, it was terrible. I hated it so much. Recap the offer you posted at the end of the webinar again. So there's 5 mini courses. Basically, they all cover the topics that I spoke about earlier. So there's one for social media, one for target audience, one for website building and planning, one for sales and creating goals, and the last one is the last one. Someone help me. Let me look. Let me double check. I can't remember what the last one was. So there's marketing, website planning, sales, social media, and then target audience. So they're $47, and the price will go up on those on October the 8th. And I'll send it all out to you guys in an email. As soon as I log off on here, I'll send you guys the replay, and I'll send you all the information about the courses and everything. Been shopping from distributors in NYC, but I'm planning to go to Fashion District soon. The distributors are slow with getting the good stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's because yeah, that makes sense. Because they got to wait for the wholesalers to decide how many they're going to keep or decide how many they're able to sell. That makes sense. Is there a reason why you don't shop with LA Showroom? I shop with LA Showroom. I just frequently shop with Fashion Go. I enjoy how their platform is set up versus LA Showroom. So that's all. But I shop on LA Showroom as well. Not too often. And there's a few vendors that I found on, or that I shop with on LA Showroom that aren't on Fashion Go. So. What do you do with clothes that you bought for the product photos? You keep them or sell them discounted? Typically I keep one of everything, so that's usually the one that I use to photograph myself in. However, if it's something that I hate or something that I don't necessarily like per se, I still sell it, and I sell it at regular price. Me personally, I don't see a reason to discount it because in my own personal opinion, it's no different than if you were to go to, say, the mall and someone tried on an item and then you came in right behind them and bought the same item that they just tried on. You don't know that somebody just tried it on. Or sometimes you might watch somebody try it on and they put it back on the rack and then you buy it. You don't ask for a discount because you watched somebody else try it on, unless there was some damage done to it or something like that. So me personally, I don't discount it. I have it on for all of like 3 to 5 minutes while I take these pictures, and then I take it right back off and it's still in the same condition, and then I sell it. But most times I keep one for myself. Purchase 3 on Fiverr and don't love them. I don't know what it is about Fiverr. Like the pictures on the the ones you choose from, they look great. Then you get your own and you're like, what is this? I'm working on rebranding, relaunching in January once I feel I've learned enough. What type of clothing do you think I should start buying? A few winter and mostly spring. I would say it depends on your audience. Well, if you feel like your audience is mostly going to be people wherever you live, I would say that it depends on your the weather there. Here where I live, let's see, January is going to be super cold. It'll probably snow all the way until March. So I probably would still just be buying winter clothes at that point. I probably wouldn't buy anything for spring until March. So that's me personally. So I would personally go off of like the weather at that time and where I think the majority of my customers are. So for instance, I know based on my analytics where all of my customers are, or like the top 10 locations for where my customers are. So knowing that helps me to decide where or what type of clothing to buy based on the weather where they are. So different factors to help you determine that. Can you be successful without a website? Suggestion. Yes, you could. Me personally though, I feel like you kind of have more on your plate to do when you don't have a website. So me personally, I feel like when you have a website, you're helping your business to run on autopilot. So most people who don't have websites, they're accepting money through Cash App or Venmo or PayPal, things of that nature. They don't have any systems in place most people don't have any systems in place as far as tracking their inventory, tracking their margins and things of that nature. What else? That was a big one that I was going to say. Oh, and then there's like all these different things that you have to do that a website would do for you. So for instance, creating like my shipping labels and all of that. Shopify does that for me. All I got to do is enter the weight, push a button. If you already have weight, you don't have to do that. But I just enter the weight, push a button, decide what shipping what shipping category I want to ship it through. And if I print the label and I put it on the package and that's it. But with other platforms, if you're shipping stuff versus if you were, doing local pickup or whatever, if you're shipping stuff, you got to possibly send them an invoice, wait for them to pay the invoice. If you're accepting payments through Cash App or Venmo or whatever, you possibly have to send them a link that they have to use or your username on Cash App to send the money to. And there's just so many things that you have to physically do Versus if you have a website, it's really up to them. Like, they go on the website, they see something they like, they put it in the cart, they insert their payment information. You get a notice that says you got an order, you package it, you put the label on it, and you send it out. So yes, I think you could definitely be successful without a website. But I personally feel you put more work on yourself by not having a website. One last thing. What do you message the vendors on WhatsApp? Like, how do you introduce yourself and tell them what you're looking for? I don't use WhatsApp very often. Most of the people that I communicate with on WhatsApp are vendors that I've already shopped with before. So me personally, I've never reached out to anybody on WhatsApp and saying that I was looking for something. I just have relationships with vendors that frequently reach out to me when they get new merchandise in. So to give you a suggestion, I guess you could say, I would just introduce yourself, you know, give them your name, the name of your business, where you're located, and then just describe the style of merchandise that you typically sell, trendy, whatever. If you're frequently looking for dresses, or telling them like how often you like to order things, things of that nature. I couldn't imagine telling them much else. Email the garments out with or without the packaging it comes in. I mail them inside little clear baggies. So I fold them up real nice and put them inside a clear baggie, and then I put them inside of a poly mailer. Do you do anything different for Black Friday? Are you going to do a seminar or class? I'm prepping for Black Friday. I'm thinking about doing a promotion for Black Friday. I mean, not a promotion, some type of class or something for Black Friday. Me personally, I just run a promotion. I don't know what my promotion is going to be, but you definitely want to have some type of systems in place as far as promoting your Black Friday. So I feel like a lot of people just literally wait till Black Friday and they're like, this is the promotion. Like, no, you got to give them something leading up to the Black Friday promotion. Personally, I feel like that's the best way to go about it. But to answer your question, I'm thinking about doing some type of class or video or of some sort about Black Friday. I actually think I have a video on my YouTube channel about Black Friday that I did last year before Black Friday. Hit or miss on Fiverr for sure. The clothes you get, do you buy it or just keep it? I just keep it. If you count it as a loss, if you don't purchase it. I count it as like a marketing expense because I'm a walking advertisement, so it's a marketing expense. You're marketing your business, so exactly what Akia said. So I personally don't purchase items, I keep. Exactly. Would I be able to replay this webinar once you're done? I missed some of it due to kids' activities. Yes, ma'am. I am going to send out a email which will include a link to replay this webinar. There's no hard and fast rule around it that I'm aware of. Andrea says, when you have an online boutique based out of your home, do you put your home address on your business cards? I'm planning on getting my cards printed, but I feel weird putting my address on them. What do you think? So my business cards, I don't have my address on it. I just got business cards printed with my address on it specifically for giving it to vendors. Like when I'm at Magic and in the fashion district. But if I'm giving my business card to anybody like just out and about, it doesn't have my address on it. It just has our website and then social media, and it has my email address if they would like to contact me, and my Facebook. That's it. And then, but these are what I put inside of my orders that I send out. And it also doesn't have our address or anything. It just has a website, Instagram, and then a coupon code that they can use when they return to the site. Do you think custom packaging is a waste of money? I think custom packaging is not a waste of money, but I don't think it's a necessity. So like that was one of the things that held me back from launching on the date that I actually wanted to launch last year, because I wanted custom packaging and I forget what else. There was like 5 things that I wanted to get done before launching. And so by the end of it all, I looked at this list and I was like, okay, these are things that I can hold off on. These are not necessities. So I had a brand color in mind. I just decided to go with blank poly mailers that matched my brand colors at the time. So I wouldn't say it's a waste of money. It's definitely great to add to your overall branding, but I wouldn't say that it's a necessity. How do you add custom packaging measurements to your previous WordPress website? I think you create one as pink poly mailer. I watched the shipping video. But yes, I did. Hold on, let me try to visualize it. So I want to say you go into, in the sidebar, it says WooCommerce, and then you hit settings, and then you hit shipping, and then on the shipping tab, there's like tabs at the top. You click shipping, and it says like shipping zones, shipping classes, and they're shipping something else. Somewhere in that realm was where I added my shipping, the sizes of my poly mailers, if I'm not mistaken. Can you talk a little bit about private labeling, please? Thank you. I don't have any personal experience with private labeling. Is there something in particular that you wanted to know about it? That's not something that I've personally dabbled in. I just leave those same tags on there currently. One day I'm going to switch, but again, not personally currently a necessity for myself. In relation to the question, not having a website. I have a website, but things are a bit different coming from a small island in the Caribbean. So my website doesn't have a shopping cart. Customers contact me on social media or email, and they collect from a pickup location. Hence my struggle to capture email and the Facebook pixels, etc. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's unfortunate. Very interesting. Small island in the Caribbean. Website doesn't have a shopping cart. Is it that the platform that you use doesn't allow for having a shopping cart and things of that nature, or is it like something that is typical of websites ran from the Caribbean? You have a Facebook group? Not for my boutique, if that's what you're asking. I have a Facebook group for boutique owners, if that's what you're wondering, but not for my business. I just have like a Facebook page for my business. Yes. I'm so happy I use this platform. This is so cool. I just realized I could have created like all these different things. Like I could have created an entire screen for you guys to be able to see all the offers for the courses and all that. I just learned that by clicking some buttons. Good to know for next time. Let's see. No, I don't think I want to do that. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so if nobody else has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Again, I'm about to send out the webinar replay, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll send you all the information for the courses. What's the most money you've ever made in 1 month so far? From my boutique, the most money I've made is probably like $4,200 or something around there. Business in general, I've made a little bit over $10,000 in general in business in 1 month. Thank you, Jess. You're welcome, Ken. Yes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be on the lookout for the replay, and I will talk to you guys all soon. See ya.